Hey, welcome to a special edition of Popdust Presents. We're welcoming Josh of the Teskey Brothers. And,
Thank you so much for having us in, my friend. Awesome.
Yeah, wonderful.
Cheers to that, buddy. Yeah.
Yes, it's Friday night, and we're getting loose because it's been a long week. So I'm gonna get right to it. Let him play some music for you because he's come a long way, halfway across the globe. It's really amazing. Your voice, it's like when you hear somebody talk and you hear him sing. Holy shit!
Oh man,
that is literally what happened to my face when it melted.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So listen, you're in New York. Tell me what you're doing here because you're from Melbourne.
That's right. We're from Melbourne, Australia. A little town called Warrandyte, the Yarra Valley. So it's we're a long way from home out here. But we've just been out here doing, our first kind of Teskey Brothers tour, I guess. Our first kind of tour up the East Coast. We came over for South by Southwest Festival.
Oh yeah, nice.
And we're starting to spend a little bit more time over here, and we're loving this beautiful country and all these beautiful states, and we're getting a real chance to play around. And we're coming back, and we're doing another tour in July as well. So check it out on the Teskey Brother Facebook or whatever you want to see. We're playing a lot of gigs around.
Is that the preferred way to get a hold of you? The Facebook or?
Yeah, I mean it's Teskey Brothers. You can check out the website as well. It's just the TeskeyBrothers.com.
Yeah,
gigs are all there. We're all over the internet, so you can find us. You look at the Teskey Brothers, you'll see where we're playing.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, so now in Australia. Like, where are you guys at? Like, did you guys tour around Australia and then decide, man, we got to hit the States? Like, what is it like in the music scene out where you are?
Yeah, well, we are Melbourne has a really, really thriving live music scene.
Yeah.
So we've been lucky enough to, as far as the cities go, I mean, worldwide and in Australia, it's really a real hub for live music, and it's always been an incredible place for us. I mean, we as a band have been playing together for over 10 years now.
Really?
Yeah, a long time, man. So obviously it's me and my brother Sam.
Right.
And so we're Sam and Josh Teskey. So since we were kids, we've been playing music together.
Yeah.
And then the other two members have been with us for maybe 10 or 11 years as well. So they are like brothers from other mothers, And until last year, we'd never left the state of Victoria, So we only ever played in Melbourne, and we've just been playing pubs and clubs in our hood for most of our lives, And then probably for the first time, kind of last year, we did a couple of tours all around Australia, and then this is our first time, coming over here to the States and doing our thing over here. So and we're cruising off to the UK and doing some Europe stuff, next next week or something, So we're going from here to there. So it's an incredible opportunity for us, man. We just have a really good time with it, and it's an incredible opportunity to travel and get to see a bunch of music over here as well. I mean, South by Southwest was an incredible festival to.
Oh yeah, what did you do?
We just saw a bunch of music and we played a bunch of music. I mean, we played maybe 7 shows in 3 days or something like that. It was wild,
Wonderful. The thing is that you just said now. You were like, up until a certain point, you hadn't left. There's got to be something that motivates. Because, as a musician, you're doing it, you're loving it. But now, what motivated you to go to the next level?
Yeah, well, we played for so many years, playing in, we were locally known in our city, So we played, the pubs in our area on a local level. People used to come down and see us, but we never released anything. So we never had an album to put out. So this latest album we've done is our first album, and it's called Half My Harvest, and it represents what we do. And it's the first time we kind of had something to give to people and to give to radio and in our country and things like that. So the year we brought that out, that's what changed for us. So once we had that album to sort of post around and to sort of have a media to sort of for people to listen to online, that's when things changed. So I guess what happened was with Spotify and things like that, and with the internet, this crazy thing called the internet.
Yeah, right.
Hey guys,
welcome to the
internet. It's the funny thing is people listen to your music all over the world. So it's really funny that we had, that last song I played there, "Pain and Misery." It sort of it got some play over here in America and in New Zealand and in Europe, and people started listening to us all over the world. So amazingly, when we decided to do a tour over here, when we do a tour to Europe, people come to the shows bizarrely, so it's sort of which is a total buzz for us, so you can play on all the way over the other side of the world, and people come and check it out. So that was where the opportunity kind of opened itself with with these songs kind of getting out there into the bigger world.
Well, I have to ask you because one of the things, one of my favorites is also Charlie Murphy, who's
Yeah,
you know Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, not well, but you know.
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
I mean
the
like
music,
you
of
know
course,
like in
yeah,
the music
yeah.
sense, but you know you know
Yeah,
like
of course.
his label, they're in Brooklyn. I mean, have you talked to them? Because I'll be honest, they'd be lucky to have you.
Yeah, I mean, I've never chatted to anyone from the Daptones kind of label over there, but I love what they do. I mean, I'm a real big Charles Bradley fan, you know,
Yes.
so and Sharon Jones. That stuff is for me was a massive inspiration.
Really?
Of,
Nice.
Yeah, when we had Charles Bradley come out and play a festival called Meredith, just outside of Melbourne, which is a festival we played for the first time last year, and I've been going to for probably 7 or 8 years.
Nice.
And I kind of just stumbled across Charles Bradley coming out there then.
Really?
And
Oh,
he's
wow.
probably like, you know, it was unbelievable. When I saw him live for the first time, that kind of, he's the only time I've ever seen someone this day and age sort of singing soul in a way that, you know, he sings from his heart. And that I was completely, you know, just starstruck and just, and I've watched the whole gig, you know, and it just melted my heart completely. And since then, you know, I mean, basically the sounds the Daptones are getting, they record in a really similar way to we record as well. They're doing everything in the old school way, so they're recording everything to tape machines, you know, the old 70s gear. So our whole album was recorded without using any computers.
Oh, really?
That's
wonderful.
an old tape
All
machine.
analog.
And
Nice,
everything
like
analog to get that
24
sound.
track and
Exactly,
all
man. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
an old 24 track, you know, Studer from it's called a Studer A800, and it's from the late 70s, you know.
Nice.
But we didn't use any computers, and there's a certain sound that you get out of doing this, obviously, and that's something that Daptones are incredible at. I feel, you know, when I listen to all those records, it has it's my vintage, as you say. I love it, you know. It's you know,
you got to put out a 45 if you haven't. Have you ever put out a 45?
Well, you know, I'm glad you said there's one coming very soon.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. Listen, folks.
I don't think anyone knows. There's going to be some new music
telepathy.
Coming out, man.
All right,
listen.
and
It's going to be a little 45.
Oh, okay,
man.
so is it a secret song or is it a song that exists?
Well, this is actually. I mean, it's probably good. That's a perfect segue there, my friend. Look at that. I mean, so
I
the
don't
song.
even know what I'm
I was gonna play it, and this
you
next
are?
song.
Wow,
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
once we're ready, I'll play.
Yeah.
This is a song. Anyone who's come to see the Teskey Brothers live, this is a song we've been playing for about a year now.
Okay.
You know, in a live sense, but we've just kind of put it down on wax. Same studio, same Half Mile Harvest Studios where we record everything. Older analog. This is our kind of our new song, and we've been playing it live for a long time. But it's it's getting close to being ready, and we're looking forward to releasing this one. You know, so.
Well, you know, a question about being live. It seems like you guys excel at being the live show and connecting with an audience. I mean, that's obvious from the way you play.
Yeah,
you really
right on.
feel what you're saying, and there's meaning, real meaning. And you know, going from that live thing to going in the studio, there are a lot of bands that can't make that transition. I don't know why. But you know, some people are really good bands. Some people, like the Dead. The Dead never recorded. Oh, all right, they never recorded a good album. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like amazing live band in their prime, right? So you know, your recorded music and your live music, and this is something I really embrace, is that live music, the sound of live, like you're saying, analog. That ethos that surrounds the music, you know, I wanna know what does that feel like? How does that feel? Why does that feel? You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one goes with the other, I guess. The one of the things with recording analog is you have to have your live show a bit more together. It's not as easy to record. You know, in the past when we mucked around with Pro Tools and have a computer, you can cut and paste everything. You can record all your parts individually. Something we always love to do is, you know, keep the live sense in the album as well. So most of these tracks on the album, you know, most of us were all there in the room, you know, cutting a record like they would in the 70s. You know, you get the band, you know, you get the band in, and as much as we could, we tried to do things live. So I guess that for us is a really important aspect to the album.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I think one comes with the other, where you go, by having too many options with modern, you know, computers and Pro Tools and things like that, you can lose the essence of what is that live feeling about it. And as soon as you get lost in being able to have way too many options, when you got a 24 track, you know, studio, you only got the 24 tracks and that's it. But if you've got thousands of tracks you can put in, you can have a million different vocal takes, you can lose what the song was initially about, I feel sometimes. So I think we love the limitations of recording
limitations.
analog, because we've always been a live band. We grew up as a live band, and 10 years of playing, pubs, and that's how we've always been. We wanted to get that live sense to the album, so it's very important for us.
And I dig that a lot. Like, that's definitely to my aesthetic, and very pleased. I mean, hey guys. All right. See, we got a lot of rowdy folks here in the crowd. You want to tame the crowd back there, but the thing is what is it that really got you started playing music? What was it that? I mean, you have a brother. Do you have a musical family?
Yeah, I mean, we got my dad's like a singer-songwriter as well.
Oh, really? Nice.
So he taught me and my brother Sam to play guitar. Initially when we were kids. So we've been playing since we were really young. A long time. And my uncle, he's a fantastic musician as well.
Oh yeah.
Who they've got an English family, so they grew up over in the kind of blues invasion over in England, I guess. And,
oh really?
Yeah,
okay,
my uncle used to go around. They had a soul band called Nancy and the Satellites is the name of that group, and there was like a full soul thing. That was that. And they used to in the 60s and 70s go touring around and played in the Vietnam War with the American troops. That's
okay.
So they're a full touring band like back in the day, which is incredible. And my auntie is an incredible session kind of piano player as well. And so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of we grew up with music surrounding us, and the school we went to was a really big thing there too. So since we were kids, it's always been a given that we'd muck around with music.
I feel like you were nurtured, and that's something. I would love for you to tell our audience how much work it takes to get. I mean, you're top of your game. You're very talented, but you know what? There's a lot of people out here, especially in America, that feel is like it's easy, and like how many hours does it take? I mean, really, to get to where you are, Well, I mean, 10 years you're with a band. You know what I mean? That's gotta be. I mean, it's one of these things, and I feel a lot of bands are guilty of this. They don't practice enough, and they wonder why. I have to say, I have heard a lot of bands, but I have not heard someone as powerful as you in a long time. And I say that because I have a lot of people on, and wonderful people, but I tell you, I really can't wait to hear your band. I might even go out to Australia just to see your band play live if that's what I gotta do,
Well, like I said, man, we'll be back in July. We'll be back here in New York.
Really, in July? Where are you going to be in New York?
Ooh, you got me on the spot there. But the venue name we'll touch with. But once again, the TeskeyBrothers.com.
Okay.
Or on the Teskey Brothers Facebook. All the dates are up there now. We just announced the tour.
What is it? Where does the passion come from? Do you think? Because I mean, you feel so much. What is it that you want to do with your music?
Well, I mean, it's something I've always loved. I guess it's always been an outlet for me since I was a kid, and soul music kind of touched me all the way on the other side of the world there since I was about 12 years old. And I've been obsessed with that style of music and singing in that way since I was a kid. Since my voice wasn't even broken yet, and I was trying to wail
so
away like
never that deep. You're like,
I used to have a high pitch, there I was busking out in my area and screaming away in a little voice, and it's always been something. It's always been a huge part of my life, and it's I guess I've never felt like I've even had a choice in it. It's just something that's just been there for me, and I've always done it, and it's just. For many years, we were working on the sidelines. We were playing gigs on the weekend, and the passion's always been music for me. So it's been an absolute honor for me to be able to kind of get to travel around to these other countries, and and play music all the time now. It's a real amazing year for us.
Well, I hope people get the opportunity to hear you because live sound. It's just really incredible, and I really want to stop talking so I can hear you play some more music. I feel guilty asking you.
No, not at all, my friend.
But listen, and to top you up because I am a host. I am a kind of person that says,
good host that
I do not let people go thirsty here on Popdust. Let's not be guilty because I celebrate that life of music, and you've obviously embraced it and are doing wonderful things. So let me do this. Let me close out and let you close out with a song. And is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience before? Any websites, music, where can they find you?
Well, I mean, that's it, guys. I mean, just check out the TeskeyBrothers.com. All our tour dates are there. The album's there, you know, there's some links to the album and stuff like that. This album, Half Mile Harvest, that last song, I Get Up's coming real soon, so keep an eye out for that one. And
nice.
Come and check out the whole thing live. Obviously, there's the rest of the band, which we're all with my brother Sam and my other brothers from other mothers. We are all we're a whole band as one. And this is definitely it's a group thing. So come and see it in full power.
All right.
San Diego wants it.
We'll be there, man. We'll be there.
Hey, listen,
Yeah,
thank you so much, and it's really been a pleasure. Folks, please, Popdust, listen to this wonderful musician and check out his stuff and listen to the band.